Hello, hi, welcome to the Girls Table podcast, and I'm your host, Tariro Gurure. Today, we tackle yet another topic, an exciting one for that matter, where we look at the experience of young female journalists at the nomination court that happened on the 21st of June. And today, I have a female journalist. Her name is Senzeni Ncube. Thank you so much for joining us, Senzeni. I hope that you unpick the experience that you had at the nomination court as a young female journalist and the experiences that you had. But when we just dive right into it, I just want to know how was your experience at the nomination court as a young female journalist? And I've seen that you're also doing TikTok videos. Please just take us through the experience on the 21st of June from the morning until it was time to go back home.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Like I said, my name is Senzeni Ncube. I'm a journalist at Center for Innovation and Technology CITE. So my experience during the nomination court, well, the process started around 10 a.m. So this was my second time covering the nomination court. The first one obviously was during the primary elections. So for me, this was I can say one of the big coverage when it comes to nomination court, and I was at the magistrate court at Trade Gold, where I was covering the aspiring MPs. So, well, for me, the process went smoothly. I can say maybe the process went smoothly. The aspiring candidates were there to submit their nominations. I was also live tweeting from the nomination court. Well, everything was going on well. We had the challenge. Maybe the challenge was that there were those ZANU-PF aspiring candidates who would ask, which media house do you belong to? Well, as a journalist, well, that is not okay. That is not all right. In a normal country, in a normal setup, people should just be open and free to talk to whichever media house, as long as they know that the journalist won't twist the information. The other challenge that I can talk of was the issue of female candidates. You find that most female candidates were having challenges at the nomination court. Firstly, maybe their papers were not correct, issues to do with nomination fees, and you could just see that they were struggling to handle the process. So sometimes you could just try to talk to them, and they could tell you that I'm not allowed to speak. I mean, you are going to be, maybe let's say you are going to be an MP. How are you going to talk about the problems of the people if you can't talk maybe about the journalist? Obviously, as a journalist, I won't be asking you about maybe what is your party doing, this, that. No, but I'm asking you as a female candidate, some of the challenges that you are experiencing. I want your voice to be heard too. We can't have that situation where we only have male candidates speaking out, but then the female candidates fear talking. I don't know what they were fearing, or they were shy or something like that, but I think that was mostly the challenge that I experienced. And also maybe inside the nomination court, there was a time when we were told that we are not supposed to take pictures inside the nomination court. That was after lunch. Obviously, as a journalist, sometimes you need proof of something that you are sending. Obviously, we are now in the digital age. Information moves quickly, and people, I think they believe video more than text. People believe that more than text. So I wanted to take videos, but you are being told no pictures, no videos. So now you can't have proof. If you don't have that certain proof, some people can dispute your information that you would have sent out there. So I feel like that was a challenge. Well, lastly, TikTok. Well, for me, my TikToks are for fun, but I want them to be informative. Like, I like doing mostly TikToks around elections, whereby maybe I highlight important information, but in a very fun way. So basically, that was what I was doing, and that was how the day went. But basically, the process was okay. The nomination code, I think we went home around 2-3 a.m. thereabout. So just it requires hard work, dedication, and I can say that I'm a dedicated journalist, so I was happy about the process.
Senzeni, you spoke about a lot of things that happened on the nomination court, but first of all, let's look at the positives that you enjoyed, and this was one of the best highlights of your career as a woman and in the newsroom as a female journalist, covering this part of the national history means a lot to you, and I'm really happy for you. But then let's also look at what happened at the nomination court. Sorry, where you were trying to interview a female candidate and they were telling you that they can't speak to you, or they would ask which media house you're coming from. Journalists are all the same. Of course, you'll be working for a different media house, but why in particular would they ask that? All publicity, I think, is important, and it's not as bad as people want to say. But should we be worried of these female candidates that they might not even utter words in council, number one, in parliament, and maybe in senate for the next 5 years? Because we've had these MPs and senators and councillors that have been in these chambers, in this august house, and have not said anything. Should we be worried as the electorate, as people outside that want to vote on the 23rd of August? But finally, I would really want to know what you would tell to another girl, a female journalist who's aspiring to be a journalist, who wants to be in this field. You slept at 3 a.m. It's dedication. For me, it's loving your job, and above all, it's just knowing that this is my job and this is where my bread is buttered.
Well, thank you for the question. I think most of these female candidates is start within political parties. You know, they will tell you that I'm not authorized to speak. Who is supposed to speak for you? Who is going to speak for you about your plans for your ward or for your constituency? A male person is supposed to do that on your behalf, or who exactly is in that power to let you speak about your promises and so forth? So I feel like it starts within the political parties, whereby they tell the candidates that you are not even supposed to speak maybe to CITE, speak to ZBC, don't speak to ZBC, speak to CITE. So those things really start within the political parties, whereby the people are told what to say, when to say, and how to say, or who to say those things to. So I feel like maybe political parties have to address that they should let female candidates speak for themselves. You know, if someone tells you that before even they are maybe let's say an MP or a councillor, you are told that you can't speak, what are they going to say in parliament or in council? You know, I've covered certain council full council meetings, where you find that certain female candidates, certain female councillors don't say anything, you know, during the full council meetings. They don't have anything to say. They can't even speak about what is happening on their wards and so forth. So I feel like it's something that political parties have to address, and let these female candidates speak for themselves, speak about what they want to do for the people who vote them in. So I feel like that should be addressed. And also, female candidates need to have confidence within themselves. I feel like some of them, they lack confidence, they'll be shy. You know, some of them, sometimes you ask, they agree for an interview, but they'll be like, their voices will be down, and speaking to you, they'll be like totally shy. So I feel like maybe they should just come out of themselves and be confident enough, like as people who will be in authority, you know, have that authoritative voice to say some things. And then advice that I have for for maybe young female journalists, well, journalism is tough. That's one thing for sure. But it's all about passion, what you want to do. Yeah, that's all I can say. Journalism is about passion, because passion, okay, not passion, passion. It's all about passion, that you want really to dedicate yourself, to writing stories, speaking to people, and so forth. So I would encourage those who want to be journalists to be in the industry and see for themselves how the industry is like. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senzeni, for taking your time to be with us and just giving us the side of your story and your experience. Until next time, do follow us on our social media pages for more updates and more podcasts on the Girls Table. Thank you.